Hello there, and welcome to the 35th episode of Strategic Zoomcast. You're looking at the rear echelon troops of Theodosios. He is the United States Forces. His teammate is Thanatos. They are the Greek super team in Company of Heroes 2 2v2 action. They've gotten very far in many tournaments and they're a top 2v2 team. This game looks set to be epic. Their opponents in the north are as the OKV. You've got Crossfire and his stalwart teammate is the Dutchman Von Asten. Why is this a super card? Why is this a game to get fully engaged in and fully prepared to see, that word epic gets bandied around all too often when you're looking at games being casted, especially competitive computer games being casted on the internet, on YouTube, always the word epic in the title. Well, I don't enter into a replay lightly. I don't commit 50 minutes plus of my time and effort on a Friday evening after a hard week at work unless I think I'm going to watch something damn well worth watching. Great thing about this replay, it was uploaded by a third party, not one of the four competitors, which spells out something to me, and that something is it is most likely very worth watching indeed. About to see a nice hot swap tag team in between the Rifleman and the rear echelon of Theodosios, and we're also seeing WC-51 military truck with that 50 cal HMG. It's going to be a little bit of a thorn in the side in this early going, most likely for Von Asten's units. What is Strategic Zoom Cast? It allows you to see those late game engagements with a much better angle of sight. You can see a lot more of the map and therefore a lot more of the units when we get into those big late game engagements. WC-51's going to hunt down this MG42 and push it away. I often talk about pushing away and pushing things away and being pushed away when I cast Company of Heroes, and that's because it's a game of forcing retreats, be it soft or hard. Much like penises, retreats are usually in one or two ways. This is what's known as a hard full retreat, and it leaves you vulnerable to situations such as this, where you're being destroyed on a negative cover road by that very aggressive action from Crossfire. And that is spelling out just the high level, high stakes, high ante action we're going to be seeing in this particular game, as Crossfire does not want to leave any prisoners. WC-51 with the Rifleman is going to have to reverse away into the corner of the map. There is this service road. He could use that to get away. In fact, he's going to have to try and find that. Of course, you'll notice, obviously, there's no trucks down. We're only in 3.5 minutes into the game. You really want these Grenadiers. Von Asten has been communicated to by Crossfire, but at the moment, he will just lose manpower. The Sturmgewehrs can do good damage, however. Accidentally hit Windows key and not Alt. I did mean Alt, just to get a bit more panning. So I do like to think I'm Stanley Kubrick or Chris Nolan at times when I'm casting. Only sparingly. Got the penal battalions. Of course the penal battalions. There's 3 of them in total. They're a damn fine unit. By fine, I mean ridiculously batshit OP. Let's get run over by a truck. It's always a good idea if you've had a bad week. Kill me now! There you go, that's what happened there. We're going straight to Battle Phase 2 in the Kampfgruppe headquarters. In base, of course, we're going for a Tier 1 start from the Soviets, which is always what the Soviets go in the current meta, because that's the best way to go. Oh, WSC-51's got to get the hell out of there. Well, it's got to cook up and explode. I wonder what the WC stands for. In Britain, WC stands for water closet, and that's a euphemistic name for toilet. And that light vehicle certainly is in the toilet right now. Pretty heavy start from Von Asten on the Tier 0/Tier 1 front. He's gone for 3 Grenadiers, 2 MG42s. But he has managed to keep this cut off here, and that's what that MG's Oh, just seen something die. My mistake. Didn't see that die on camera. That was a Folks Grenadier that just bit the dust. Thanks to this M3. Of course, with any Company of Heroes cast, it's very difficult to keep your eye on all of the action at all of the times. With good game sense, you can keep track of what's happening in general, however. And that's what thousands of hours of casting will do for you. Expert positioning of this MG42. It is got a blind spot, but it is being protected by this Grenadier. How long he can protect it for is left to be seen, however. MG42 probably has to do a swivel. But we've got another penal battalion coming in, and the M3 with the flamethrower also jockeying for position to assault this Axis stronghold. Here come the flames. Here come the infantry. They don't know what's going to hit them. There's 2 Panzerfaust, however, causing the evacuation from the M3. However, he's been able to get into the garrison. This Rock 9 flamethrower will now gun down, well, burn down the MG42, rather. Causing an instant take. And possibly a squad wipe there, as he had to take the MG42 before it could be taken, and he got the remaining squad member headshotted, so a bit of a squad wipe there. Satchel charge goes in. Just does a little bit of environmental damage. A little bit of landscaping there. Let's have a look at how the territories have changed shape. It's all blue right now as we watch from our U2 spy plane of the future. We can see gunfire. We see the tracer rounds in our beautiful 60 frames per second. And those flames go ablaze as indeed the flames exploded there. Field infirmary back in base in good time for all of these penal battalions. Got some good kills already, 6 and 4 kills on those bad boys. As they build the Tankovi battalion command at 7.5 minutes in. Not bad timing in general there. Let's have a check on the Axis base. We do have the Sonderkraftfahrzeug Zweihundertzwanzig. I love to butcher German. It's my favourite hobby. 222 has been flanked by the rear echelons, but it's probably the least dangerous unit to be flanked by in the world. A minesweeper-toting rear echelon squad. Already bad rifle accuracy, and they have one less rifle, but one thing that will cause problems is the Stuart light tank. However, he fears the Faust. Now he doesn't. Now it's in retreat. The algorithm takes over. He's able to give chase. Keep an eye on what else we might have coming. This MG is having to set up in the centre there. I can hear action in the east. That's the penal battalions are ready and able. All 18 of the buggers with those SVT experimental rifles. Stuart's causing good harassment in the west there. We have an LMG-42 up on this Grenadier, which will cause all kinds of problems if you try and stop him. Not if you've got SVT penal, so they will just, of course, steamroll whatever happens. Another incendiary grenade goes up. This man meets a harrowing end as he burns to death.
We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
Oh, the humanity. Fresh Grenadiers coming out to replace the fallen comrades of the Third Reich. Penal battalions do lose a man in the advance, but this Grenadier is heavily outmatched, outgunned, and outnumbered. 222, Jesus Christ, what a rifle nade. Might get the killing touch here. There you go. Good combo. Didn't see Von Asten going to make good use of that. And to be honest, this is a much better game than the 2v2 I cast earlier this week. That featured GB Hooligan and Von Asten versus 2 other opponents. I can't remember the exact names now. But this game is a much sharper game. The players are playing a lot better. I can feel it in my fingers. I can feel it in my bones. War is all around me. And let's watch everybody die. 222 putting good pressure down on this penal battalion. It's going to keep pushing in to try and get that juicy anti-tank satchel off. Won't be able to do so thanks to the good reversing there. In the centre, the Axis hold a position, which is good. They have lost the flanks, though, which is evidenced by their lower victory point count. Good push away from the captain and his veteran C1 rifleman. the best rifleman on the field is this Vet 2 guy down here, who's got 8 kills in total. Let's keep an eye on our OKW guy, see what he's brewing up in base. He's got the battle group headquarters here. No sign of ISGs yet. It's always good to see no indirect fire in this beautiful high-level 2v2 so far. Demo charge here to watch out for. That's quite a defensive demo, but it's always good to have one as a fallback plan. And this area is always an open area. This tends to stagnate, and this will be the flanking routes in the later game on Moscow, if it is sufficiently high level to have flanking. Sometimes Moscow is just a slugfest, and then other times it is a beautiful dance of 4 armies. You never quite know what you're going to get. Let's survey what the Pack 40 can see, as they're just going to wait with their stealth helms. And probably cause all kinds of problems. The Pack 40, for my money, is still either that or the 6-pounder, the best standard AT gun in the game at anti-tank duties. Not accounting for veterancy, of course, which does tend to make the M1 into a bit of a hero. MG34 out for crossfire, so that's now 3 MGs in total. Going to cause all kinds of problems, and we are now going to see some indirect fire. However, it's just the lowly 81mm mortar. Well, lowly gets a first maiden kill there with its first volley. See Vanilla Grenadier going to be in a world of pain against that penal, unless he can get a nice juicy rifle off, nade off, and he can't, so he has to retreat. This Grenadier is difficult in that he's now dead. Oof, that's not good. That's not good at all. He was a veteran Grenadier, and now he's an ex-veteran Grenadier, and very much a dead Grenadier. Oh my god, Schwerpanzer is setting up in difficult territories. He will have been seen by that combat engineer squad. The reason I'm getting hyped up is because this could be a converging point for the Allied armies if they decide to push. But they will not, and they will allow the Schwerpanzer headquarters with that big flak cannon to set up in a very prominent territory sector. Rifleman getting exodized. I'm not sure that's not a word, but I've just made it into one. It's what happens when you are forced into exodus. Nice plume of snow and debris goes up there as the mortar hurls to the ground. Let's check on the commander choices of our allied commanders. In at number 1 for the USF, we have Mechanized Company. Thanatos coming in at a steady number 2. We have Guard Motor Coordination Tactics. Guard Motor's a good faction. He's got the 120mm. That's going to work in tandem with that more rapidly firing 81mm and just cause all kinds of indirect fire problems for the Axis warriors. I have had it pointed out to me that I mispronounced the word warriors. I say warriors, and I've said warriors for the past 10 years, probably 15 years, probably longer. Warriors means to worry. That's like, oh no, there's lots of enemies. A warrior, hang on, let me try again. A warrior is somebody that is in war. Yes, I have been getting that wrong for a very long time. Very subtle difference in the English language there, and I only found that out last week.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Stuart's now climbed up to his first kill, somehow gotten veterancy 1. That's a bugbear of veterancy in mine for Company of Heroes 2. I preferred Company of Heroes 1, where you actually attain kills in order to get veterancy, not just take damage and deal damage. I feel it's just more of a time-dependent factor overall. Stern Pioneer getting gunned down by the Browning automatic rifles. One Stern Pioneer walks into a bar. It was not a happy experience. So I beckoned the ISGs, I beckoned the mortars. I said this would be a game without much indirect fire, and I was proven mercilessly wrong. Rakettenwerfer opens up. Stuart's got to reverse the hell out of there. Post haste. What's this we see rolling onto the battlefield? Oh, it's got 85mm on its cannon. The most mass-produced tank in military history. It's the T-34-85. 222. It's got 9 kills. It will suffer damage to these flamethrowers. And especially will suffer damage to the T-34. That's now a 1 dead armoured car. We're fucked, he says as he's dead. Don't state the obvious there, Mr. T-22. Nice position for the OKW and their Wehrmacht counterparts. They've set up very well in the centre there. 222 has got to work in tandem with the rifles and these vaulting units to the east of this position. They've got to attack the MG, which is now repositioned. It's now facing the east itself, and this rifle's now got to pop out of cover. They're trying to diverge, and then they've got to converge on this building in one piece, but they've only just popped out of suppression, and I'm not sure this is going to work. This T-34 is now getting shot upon from that Werfs Raketens. Penal Battalion's climbing up to 9 kills. We do have a Penal Battalion that has been rebuilt, so we're back up to 3 for Thanatos. Ooh, we have the sharpshooter on the field. With that scoped Gewehr 43, it's going to cause all kinds of problems. Not against tanks, so of course. Let's keep an eye on where the action is. That action was down here. As we've got Crossfire getting really aggressive, starting to push his position out, make himself a little bit more exposed, in my opinion. But he does have Von Asten. Sorry, this was a different competitor. This is the MG34 of Crossfire, the OKW guy. He's just helping Von Asten with his position. We do have, however, the M4A3 standard Sherman. That's 76mm. He's going to have the 50 cal Browning pintle mount as well in due course. Going to cause all kinds of problems in the west if he can group up with the other vehicles. We've got to be expecting something from the OKW in terms of armour soon. He does have the Schwerpanzer on the field. And he's got 196 fuel. I wonder what he's going to plan. Possibly to get the mechanised out. Maybe go straight for the Königstiger. Who knows? I'd recommend, of course, a Panzer IV. Just to keep the field presence up. Look at this, though, from the Sherman and the Stuart. This MG34 has not had a nice journey into the west of the map. And his first action seems to be decrewed. It is indeed the Panther to be coming out for Crossfire. The standard OKW Panther. Nice choice there. Oh, double Raketenwerfer opens up on the Sherman. And the Panzerfaust leaving himself exposed. Can he get the killing blow? No, he can't due to the bars. Theodosios saving his own bacon there. Ooh. There you go. It's the Katusha rockets opening up on this central position. The salvo goes up into the air. The rockets come hurtling down. And that Schwerpanzer's got to be careful. Got to keep being repaired. Under fire. Oh, God. 40 is about to be stolen for Thanatos. That's a really good steal. As we discussed, that is probably one of the best the best AT guns you can get in the game. And it's now in Soviet hands. Vet 4, French Grenadier. Getting the Faust off and having to retreat. That's just a waste of... No, it's not a waste of munitions. Let's get on board with the Panzer V. It's a hunting Panther. It sees the Sherman. It traverses its turret towards the repairing husk of this Sherman. Big shot goes in. Sherman's only got 60% health remaining. The Panther storms after the Sherman. He hunts it down. Smoke. Well, that's not yet. It is indeed smoke. That's from the Sherman itself. Gives the Panther reason to reverse away. Good usage of that ability there. And it keeps the Sherman alive for now. And Crossfire rightfully did not want to stay in that situation. So just to check, we did indeed have the Pack 40 taken. T-3485 is going to come under another Panther fire. The Panther was the Wehrmacht-built counterpart to the T-34, and they went overkill, 54 tons. It's a damn fine medium battle tank equivalent, and it's reversing its ass straight into this engagement. Possibly keeping the Pioneer alive though. Didn't have time to traverse the hull, so instead he reversed the ass and kept destroyed the combat engineer and kept his Pioneer alive. So that was good from Von Asten. We're now 21 minutes into this titanic encounter between 2v2 greats of this game. The Major's out for the USF, of course. He's just doing capping duties for now. But no, he's not just doing capping duties. We've got rapid barrage artillery for 60 munitions. What's this sniper doing? Nearly walking into artillery fire. He continues to do so. Picks up a shell for his troubles. Takes a shot by going prostrate on the floor. Prone position. Got an engagement here between the T-34 and the Panther. Who's going to do better? The OKW Panther or the Wehrmacht Panther? Oh, what a shot! That goes in against the Soviet Behemoth. Ah, but what's this that lies in the midst? It is the Pack 40 now facing the wrong way. Looks like the Wehrmacht knew it was there. Grenadiers in the centre. In the centrum. Oh, they're getting Katyushaed. No, that is indeed the Schwerpanzer, but it has been repaired dutifully by the Stern Pioneers. Stuart's going to have to keep harassing. 6 kills in. He's doing a good job, but the Panther will not allow it to do too much damage anymore. Only little tiny pot shots from now on. Unless full attack can be battered into him, and that would be the Battering Ram Jackson tank destroyer. I call it the Battering Ram because it's exactly what it does. It breaks down the doors and allows the other tanks easy access. Nice shot in against these big priority MVP targets, the Obersoldaten, in their natural territories, of course, in Moscow. MG has now set up in the east because he's got to. They've got to really keep the victory points, keep the faith, keep the brotherhood alive. Because right now they have a large degree of parity with their opponents. To be honest, looking good on a victory point count. And the longer the Axis forces can keep it that way, the longer they can get into those juicy late game tanks. As we see the Jackson destroyed by that Panther, and you've got to put that down to a little bit of faulty play from Theodosios. You really shouldn't allow the Jackson to be taken advantage of like that, and that's exactly what just happened. The Panther was able to get those 3 vital shots off, possibly with line of sight from the sniper.
The enemy is taking our territory.
MG doing good suppression, and LMG 42 is about to do good TPS wombo combo. Sniper already at 8 kills. Sherman comes into vision. Oh, but here comes the Katyusha again. Trying to get the counter snipe. Giving up on the Schwer for now. Nice there. Must be noticed the ISGs haven't got many kills, but the Panther is feeling very aggressive right now. 4 infantry kills so far. The Wehrmacht equivalent has the 4 kills in total, but 1 of them. Oh god, the Grenadier nearly wiped there. In fact, we did have a dropped LMG. Penal battalions forced themselves forward, trying to get that coveted weapon. Aren't able to do so. Oh, here we go. 2 T-3485s pushing in against the Panther. We have more targets, Brought down from the sky. They're pushing in, but they roll over a telemine there. Well-placed telemine. Panther picks off the T-34-85. The other T-34 goes in to try and gain a measure of vengeance for its fallen comrade, and isn't able to do so. Panther perfectly retreats. MG climbs up to a lot of kills in that assault. Sherman possibly able to finish it off. Pintle Mount isn't able to fully polish off that squad. God, what a game we're watching. This is awesome. 25 minutes in, and I feel we're only about halfway through this game. If you fancy a break, if you want to go get a beer, now's your time to pause the video, because you might want to just sit back and enjoy the F out of this cast and the fuck out of this game. Because it is going to escalate. It's going to continue to escalate. You know the score. God, these Panthers are causing problems. This Stuart's going to be very, very dead very, very quickly. Jumps in and out just to possibly confuse the Panther. Second built Jackson. He's going to try and take out the Kuba with his last action. The Stuart. Hero Stuart of the Yanks. Trying to think of a better name for America there. Just America. Jackson doesn't really want to tango with the Panthers right now. God, this Stuart's surviving a long time. Will he be able to make it around the garrison? Yes, he does. Oh, the hero Stuart that survived for so long finally dies. Oh, but now we have 2 Panthers for the Wehrmacht. God, a lot of Panthers on their prowl in this game. Hits a mine, however. Well laid by these combat engineers. This Panther doesn't give a fuck, though. He's going to keep pushing in for this T-34-85. Will it find the rear arm? It probably won't need it. Will be able to penetrate Pack 40. Oh, ho, ho! Opens up with the Jackson. Takes out the Panther. Perfectly penetrated and punished for his proclivities. Points are down to 300, however. 250 remaining for the Axis, so they're in a decent position. Ooh, noticed that the sniper was a little bit exposed. Decided to retreat. Worthy decision. T-34-85 feeling a little bit cocky, and now they've shown what they can do to one of those Panthers. So right now, let's do a tail of the tape. As we see the Katyusha barrage wipe the ASG. Possibly a lot more to come. Panther about to get a kill on the Sherman. God, what a game. Jackson, however, now going to open up. My camera's going crazy. Damaged engine comes in from the rifle grenade. Looks like he got home and safely to base. Mark target went in and was enough to push away the Panther. Got the captain soaking up that victory point for the Allies like a sponge. It's now time to play. That's right. That's your time to play. Guess the winner. In the comments section, we want hashtag Axis or hashtag Allies. But before you do, here's the tail of the tape. In the overview section, you can see the kill-death ratios. Heavily in favor of the Axis, but not to the extent you would usually expect them to be, which could indicate Allies have had a very good battle so far. And let's check the graphs. If you're a money man, which I believe you may be, the money's on the graph. And right now, it looks like we're drawing head level as we head into that half-hour mark. So, in the comment section, play Guess the Winner, hashtag Axis or hashtag Allies. And I'll see you at the end of the game. God, that egregious American. I don't know where he comes from, but he always likes to play Guess the Winner. And it offers us just a time to assess the halfway mark and gives a little bit of an interlude. So it gives me a bit of a breather. So I'm always thankful for that. T-34-85 is now a hell of a lot more aggressive. You wouldn't think he'd be able to, but now with the Jackson on the field, and this Jackson being a lot more successful, and the Pack 40 also proving really useful, It's just allowing these T-34-85s to get further up the battlefield. Penal Battalion also providing great lines of sight, possibly for another Katyusha barrage in 16 seconds time. Stern Pioneer with their crazy OP repair times are going to keep repairing that tank in the meantime. Battle of the medium tanks. Panther laughs at that moniker though, because let's face it, it wasn't a medium, it was very much a heavy by World War II standards. It was the blueprint for medium battle tanks in times to come though. We now have guard rifles entering the fray, possibly to button up some vehicles later on. If you want to know the genesis of the word button, it is very much a British expression, and it refers to, if you can imagine the tank being a jacket, to button up your jacket, to batten down the hatches. And when I mean batten down the hatches, I very much mean batten down the hatches. The hatches of the vehicles were closed to stop any stray machine gun fire entering and killing the crews, and therefore button up. And if you button up an enemy tank, that means to spray it with fire and cause it to close the hatches, so it's got a reduced ability to see what's going on the battlefield, which is the mechanic you see in Company of Heroes 2. Sniper climbed up to 20 kills. Stalin organs raining a hellfire upon that retreating first grenadier there. Panther Battle Group very much is a PBG. What is a PBG? It's a Company of Heroes 1 expression referring to the Panzer Elite's ability to bring on 2 Panthers when you hit 1,000 manpower and have upgraded all 3 buildings. And that is what we're seeing. We're also about to see the Screaming Mini. It has opened up once, however. I missed its first foray, unfortunately. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Only got 3 kills though, so it wasn't exactly that extravagant, but I'm sure it'll more than make up for it. What a game we're seeing. This has got a nice combined arm mentality that I really like so far. We're seeing a really well fleshed out mid game as well, not just straight into heavies. We saw a good light game as well. Early game rather, light vehicle meta. So good play so far. What's this? Have we gone back 2 patches? Penal battalions with a Rock 9 flamethrower? Shudders. Oh, we've got the Scott. The howitzer motor barrage opens up. Uses in tandem with all these vehicles, and that is one dead Raketenwerfer. I don't know what it was doing there, Crossfire. Should have hit retreat point, but the PBG comes into view. Jackson is the target of choice. It can't reverse out of there fast enough. However, the anti-tank rifle nade is about to get damaged engine. Will the Jackson now march forwards and onwards? Try and take out the Panther? No, it won't, because there's a full engined Panther waiting, I guess. Captain continuing to try and cap that victory point. Streaming Mini opens up. Let's watch these rockets as they thunder down onto nothing. Probably hearing the repairing signature in the fog of war. Captain pushed away. God, what a good caster I am. I'm shit at this game as a player. But I actually even enjoy my own casting. That's how big-headed and egotistical I am. Even whilst I'm casting, I actually enjoy it. And I gather a lot of casters don't actually enjoy what they do. I get that impression listening to them. And I don't pity them, but you can always tell when a caster is passionless, and there's nothing that turns you off more. And a lot of money in the big esports like CSGO, and who wants money, eh? Money, yeah, that's terrible. Terrible. You just want passion. I can think you tell by my silence which one would be cooler. Would be awesome if this game was a competitive esport, but alas, it is just a small, tight-knit, fervent, cult-like community, and I wouldn't change it for the world, in all honesty. The Major's back this time. If the Captain can't get the job done, call in the Major, and he'll finish it off for you. Sniper's gotten 30 kills, not bad. MG over here is on his 15th kill. He's suppressing the shit out of that penal. That, by the way, is a munitions cache, not very well often seen, but it has allowed these upgrades for all of the Grenadiers, and a big salvo of munitions for von Asten, 260 and counting, which will, of course, allow Guderian to pull down the Stukas in the late game. Big plumes of snow and debris go up as the Screaming Mini opens up once more. Screaming Mini was, of course, the title given to the Nebelwerfer, but as there is no Nebelwerfer in this game, I'm going to call that for the Panzerwerfer. So you can hopefully allow me to mix up Panzers and Nebels. Nice barrage goes up against the Schwer, which is currently building a Jagdpanzer. I'm sure it'll get a chance to finish that off. It's in no danger of dying right now. Soviet cohort in the east. Vet 2 Pioneer gets away with his life. Always good to keep a Vet 2 squad alive. Stolen Rakettenwerfer is now in the church. He's in the roof of the church. This is really odd if you think about it. We have a Panzer Shrek behind a shield in the roof of a church. Just think about that. Aliens probably exist. The earth is flat. And this sniper now has 36 kills. Veterancy 3. Scott could end its life in a flash of a muzzle cannon, though. Ooh, just saw the munitions cache get taken out. Panther thinks about moving into position, then just screams to a halt. Ooh, the Obersoldaten low on health. Grenadiers come in to help out, though. If they can go prone, possibly to take out the rifles, this Scott's going to climb in the kills very quickly. Look at that. That could have been a squad wipe right there. Nice from the newly built Jagdpanzer. Will the Panther follow up? No, he won't. Just allowing that T-34 to gain veterancy 2. But here come the full cohort of the OKW. Jackson's got a really bad retreat path. He's not going to be able to get out of there. And the Stukas will finish him off regardless. Panther, one more shot required. Harmlessly hits the garrison there. Stuka takes him out, though. Delayed reactions from that Stuka as he laughs from the cockpit. And they continue to circle around, hunting for anything they can get their line of sight on. But right now, as you can see, they don't have line of sight. The thing that might happen, though, is these rockets could claim a high priority kill one day. Maybe. Who knows? And let's keep a little bit more of that beautiful scenery in our view. I mean, look at that. This is why Strategic Zoomcast is beautiful. The graphics card that GCS paid for, that was my takings from that whole endeavour. And if you contribute to that event, this is your reward. You get to see me casting 1080p 60 frames per second in a 2v2. That's 40 minutes in. And it is effing beautiful. Look at that. Rockets go up. Rockets go down. Their target of choice, the repairing engineer. That's surely going to die. Interestingly, we had Crossfire. Choose a really late doctrine here with Elite Armor Doctrine. Possibly to get the Sturmtiger on the field very shortly. And what an army that'd be. 2 Panthers, a Jagdpanzer, and a Sturmtiger. Holy crap, that's powerful. Just don't know who's going to win at this point. Both sides have around 200 victory points. Recon Suite constantly being used by Theodosios to get a good view on things. Sniper about to possibly die. No, he'll escape. Escape indeed. Let's get some kill figures in. The highest kill, Volksgrenadier, has 23. About to possibly die. Yes, indeed. As the riflemen that get the kill in turn die themselves. This is a brutal contest. Central victory point momentarily held in favour of the Allies, as they have taken the imperative in the victory point battle. Second Jackson is in the works for Theodosios. Thanatos' army is this Katusha with 10 kills only. Sherman has 13 kills. Katusha possibly about to maybe finish it off here. What's this though? 155mm artillery barrage will surely finish off the Schwerpanzer headquarters. There you go. Let's check out in this this eastern sector here, as we have the amassing Axis Panzer army. Don't know what this one's doing. They're definitely all attack soon, surely. There's so much mobility packed up with firepower, and that as a combination is fearsome to say the least. Major thinks better of competing against a Vet 5 Volksgrenadier. Finally away from that small embankment there, and able to roar those engines into the field of view of the T-34s that take a shot against the Jagdpanzer, as does the stolen Rakettenwerfer. Jagdpanzer's now on full alert. Panthers think better of it. Jagdpanzer possibly going down. Crossfire, what are you thinking, son? That's why it's so difficult. What was he? He was trying to micro these Panthers that were trying to push in to take out the Jackson. Weren't able to do so. You always have to ask yourself, when you see a top level player do something wrong, they're usually microing something elsewhere. Oh, Vet 3 MG42 about to be wiped by the Katusha. One more rocket required. There you go. Oh, it cuts a silhouette. Maybe this one? There you go. Finally done. Sniper still alive. 48 kills. Rakettenwerfer comes down on the central victory point. Oh god, what's this captain doing? He's getting himself in harm's way. It has finished salvo now, of course. Panther's ready to push in. Oh, here comes the Sturmtiger. Is this the first salvo from behind the fog of war? Oh god, I fear for the Allies right now, but the Jackson may have saved the day. Oh, damaged engine as well. Sturmtiger, what a terrible entrance onto the battlefield. Panthers cause a good deal of damage to the Jackson and force it away. And here come the Stukas with a nice sweep. More Panthers coming from the northeast. Von Asten's cohort. Katusha possibly try and cause some kind of deterrence. Sniper moves straight forward. Will he get wiped out? He may just do that. Death of a Vet 3 sniper. No, he'll escape. He will indeed escape, as will the tanks from the Panther onslaught. Sniper escapes. God, that's noisy. Theodosius currently repairing all of his tanks. We have a Panzer IV command tank as well, just to give extra benefit. Pack 40 finds it. Panthers looking for a target. 4 of them in total. They need to take out this. Yes, there you go. The Rakettenwerfer's taken out. We've got a Jackson hiding in the meantime. They need to retreat to the Mechanized Regiment headquarters. The Vet 3 Pioneers, and of course, trying to take out the support weapons. A little bit too late there. Jackson nearly back to full health. This Jackson's roaring away. He's got no kills, but he's got a lot of veterancy because he's done a lot of damage to some very high priority targets. Loving the fact we have a Sturmtiger on the field, but he hasn't actually done anything yet. Is this his time to shine? It may just be. Holy crap, Theodosius, get out of there! Oh, that wasn't as bad as it could have been. Oh, this rocket attack from the Katusha. Stalin singing a song, and it's not pretty. This is one of the best 2v2 games I've ever seen. I fuck you not. This is great. This is really good. 160 victory points to 130. We're on Moscow outskirts where it all started for 2v2 and CoH2. And this has been brilliant, and it continues to be so. We're 44 minutes in, and it could go either team's way right now, and I just don't know how to call it. In my mind, I have no clue who wins this. I'd like to say that the Axis just have the tank advantage, but you just don't know what could happen against Jacksons. If the Jacksons are played well, I mean, it is plural right now, 2 Jacksons. If they're played well and kept back, they can take out any of those tanks. And if these T-34s can flank and get to the rear armour, they can really cause problems. Mark target, of course, available.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Nice retreat path manoeuvre there. Tries to take out the penal, isn't able to do so. Unfortunate. Right idea, though. Oh, he spotted the T-34s.
Encroaching on our territory.
Oh, making an appearance in the east. Tries to
One of our AT guns has been used.
disembark the Panthers in time, but too late to the party and just uses up valuable fuel resources. Not that that's a thing in Company of Heroes, but I'd like to pretend it is. Sniper on whole fire. He's gotten 55 kills. What a legend of the Eastern Front. They call him the White Death 2. Simahaya was the first one, and he's just named the second one. Oh god! T-34's going in en masse! More target in against this Panther. They've yet to manage too many penetrating blows, however. Are they going to think twice of it, though? Yes, indeed they are. 3 85mm shells rock that Panther, but they don't want to lose a single T-34. Good preservation of there, but possibly a little bit of lack of testes. Maybe he needed to go in. He certainly has the fuel, Thanatos. He's got 530 fuel and 1,000 manpower. Oh! But his Katusha's certainly making up for any lack of killing blows there with a big wipe against that Olbersoldaten. Oh, I see why he decided against it. It was the Stuka he saw. He saw the smoke. I didn't see it. He certainly did. What's this Panther doing? Does he know where the Shermans are repairing? Well, they're certainly all the way back in base now, so... No. Sturm Tiger. Oh god! Has just been taken out with a big shot from the Jackson. Really good there. Also, the artillery barrage is rocking this Panther. Stunning the other Panther. Possibly leaving themselves vulnerable. Shame the Jacksons weren't ready at that precise moment to go in and kill. Might they do it right now? Got 2 damaged engine Panthers. This could be time. They only have 75 points remaining. This could have been the moment Theodosios could have finished off his opponents. He needed to be aggressive. And it is past tense now. He might get a future moment. Let's keep watching. Oh, good Katusha barrage. What a Katusha this has been for Thanatos. It is now Veterancy 3. He's now got 23 kills. Urban Assault Panel Battalion up against the Vet 3 LMG squad. Causes the retreat there. And he needs to. But he's going to be up against another Vet 3 Grenadier. This time with a stolen Browning automatic. Oh, Panzerwerfer with the wipe. They need more infantry to survive these assaults on victory points. And that's what's happening over here in the west. So they're okay for now. They're going to halt the bleed. Or stem the bleed, rather, at 50 victory points. 50 victory points remaining to 160. Okay? That's where we are halted right now with this central victory point being neutralized. Got the PBG marauding in the west. We have the Wehrmacht Panthers getting up to full health in the north. Oh, but we have a full frontal assault from the T-34s, backed up by the Allies. This is massive. Look at this, the amount of armour. It's a veritable armada right now, backed up by rocket artillery fire. Holy crap, what an assault on the OKW emplacements. The Axis can't defend this. They're in a choke point. They will just rush in one by one if they try an assault. And they know it. They're helpless against the onslaught from this cavalcade of allied armour. They go again against the Vet 3 Panther. Thanatos pulled the trigger. We accused him of not having the balls earlier, him and his teammates. But now they're showing they've got big cojones as they go against this wounded Panther and his Vet 1 apprentice. They're now certain that sights on the easier target. However, the PBG is ruthless. They go past the burning remnants of an emplacement, and they're now going to gun for the T-34s. What an engagement we're seeing! 3 T-34s are now being attacked by 1 healthy Panther. Their rear armour showing. They're sitting ducks. Got a Sherman, which won't help out too much. The Axis armour's reigning supreme. Here come the Jacksons, though. 3 Jacksons in total. It's near on the Jackson 5. And they're not rocking Robins. They're rocking the frontal glacis armour of the Panthers as they storm forwards regardless. And that is ill-advised because the Jacksons will cause problems. However, they've got natural fortifications in their way, and they're able to reverse away, having taken out that T-34-85. Keep an eye on the victory points. It's neutral in the east. It's in Allied favour in the centre. We've got 40 to 153. What a battle we're seeing. This is huge. This is massive. This is every adjective to describe a massive, colossal engagement. Basically, it's big. Panthers reverse away. Jackson gets taken out thanks to the long-range fire. Oh, but what's this? It's the Königstiger. It's 68.5 tons of quantified destruction. And it could turn the tide of battle finally for the Allies. Oh, God, is that Jackson meets an icy demise. The King Tiger is angry. The King Tiger is hateful. And the King Tiger is taking vengeance for all the Panthers that have been taken out in this battle. And that's exactly what it is. This is not a microcosm. This is a full-fledged World War II battle we're seeing on the outskirts of Moscow. This has been bloody brilliant. Wow, my face is tingling. My arms are deprived of blood casting this. I feel like I'm in a post-orgasmic or possibly post-opioid state right now. That was brilliant. Really good. 2 Fausts about to possibly come against the T-34-85. Not before they gun down the combat engineer, however. We still don't know who's going to win this. 40 victory points to 131. This is a destroyed engine, T-34. It's a useless state right now. Panzerfünf, got to get out of there. Reconnaissance overflight. Spotted. Well, no, that's not a reconnaissance overflight. It's marked vehicle. And do we have another assault? The Jackson keeping the King Tiger at bay. What a hero. As we've got a triple cap, by the way, for the Allies. So despite the Axis possibly winning the tank engagements there, it seems to me the Allies have been able to micro that little bit better whilst all of that frenzy was going on. And look at this Katyusha. This Katyusha has been absolutely fundamental in giving the Allies the tipping point advantage at certain points in this game. Another Jackson being built to complete the trio. As we now know, the Axis have to do something fast, because although they have 90 victory points, that may be 50 more than opponents, they will tick down at a rate of 1 per second, 3 every 3 seconds. That's effectively 1.5 minutes left in this game if they can't cap a victory point. Let's check in the west. It's protected by a Sherman. In the east, it's protected by 2 T-34s. 1 Panther's going to go up against them, but it may not be enough. What an assault from the Allies. That was one of the best tank attacks I've ever seen in Company of Heroes, and I've cast so much of this game. The 2 T-34s possibly need to get around the rear armour of that Panther because it's got really good penetration protection. Armour, basically. This Tiger is trying to help the Foch Grenadiers in their heroic endeavour, but they aren't able to cap the central victory point, and they know it right now. And the Riflemen prematurely jump into the neutralised victory point. Sherman causing all kinds of problems for this soon-to-be-dead Foch Grenadier. Oh god, it's really brutal state out there. The Panther heroically has shown just what a great tank it is. Pushed away 2 T-34s, and that is enough for this Pioneer as it neutralises that victory point. But the Axis just aren't able to get in there. They've got to use the King Tiger as a shock unit, leading the Arrowhead. Massive assault from 3 Jacksons takes the Panther out in one blow, and the King Tiger can't even stay in there either. And now we see the Axis fall below the Allied victory point count of 40. Plane crashes down from the sky, tail section adorning the road. Jacksons may be about to march on, take out this King Tiger. The Pak-40 tries to protect it. The Sherman spotting for it. And Theodosios wisely decides against the full frontal assault there. He just wants to keep the victory points, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Don't be foolhardy. Don't go for guts and glory. Just get the win. Katusha again opening up. King Tiger's now got to go to the west. King Tiger's usually the best in the centre, but they just know they can't do it. He's got to keep the east for now. They've had to split their forces and allow the Allies to conquer the centre. And Axis splitting their forces is a terrible idea. Oh god, this King Tiger. It's very much a late war situation for the Axis now. They've got a King Tiger. He's got hardly any veterancy. He's rolled out of that Krupp factory. And he's just watching over the Stern Pioneers as they cap that western victory point. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they could pull out something heroic, something historical, but I doubt it right now. It feels very, very. And look at that. They've built a cheeky T-70 just to help with capping victory points because they're great at that, marauding around and wiping squads. Flare goes up and allows better line of sight. We do now have, by the way, Axis have reclaimed 2 victory points. The Allies need to finish the job. T-70 abandoned. T-34 85s smash in. Mark target on the Vet 3 Panther. Panzer Tactician smoke goes up. This has allowed this blob from Thanatos to cap that eastern victory point. The central one is currently being held. King Tiger has now got to move over to the centre. Where are the Jacksons and all this? They're in the east, taking out the Panther. About to take the Vet 3 Panther if they can get line of sight. Got the 155mm barrage also helping out in that endeavour. 2-man penal battalion. About to finish off the Axis, perhaps. King Tiger in perfect position. But here come the Jacksons. And although the Rakettenwerfer was there to support the King Tiger, it's now been taken out by the Katusha, perhaps. Jacksons open up. Vet 3 Jackson with that superior rate of fire. Oh, God, the damage to the King Tiger. It's about to go up in flames. As is the Axis hope of winning this game. 13 victory points. And they look down and out. And I will now just enjoy this beautiful, beautiful game. Holy crap, what a contest. Rakettenwerfer does wipe the Ret 3 Rifleman, perhaps. Grenadiers have 8 victory points left and dropping, but the captain's about to neutralise in the centre, which will keep the bleed going down. They need to cap. They possibly will cap unless the rear echelon get into the centre. Brutally gets into the centre with a tiny slither of the victory point remaining, and it denies Crossfire and Von Asten a historic comeback. What a game that was. That was awesome. Really good. If you're watching this and you've never seen my channel, hit me up with a sub, please. If you want to support future little mini tournaments of mine, please subscribe to me on Patreon. It also just sponsors me as a caster, which I really just love and support. Love the support I get there. Let's go over the stats now. There's the army value. You can see the Axis made a big dive, of course. The overview was shows a pretty high kill game in general. The MVP unit was the Panther for Crossfire. For Von Asten, it was also the Panther. For Theodosios, it was, of course, the Jackson. And for Thanatos, it was the T-3485. Very predictable there. And let's just take a moment to just survey the beauty of the battlefield. As I'm pretty sure I'm going to take a print screen of that for my thumbnail. Try and get the best possible thumbnail. And there you go. That's what you should be seeing if you clicked onto this YouTube video. That's just wonderful, isn't it? And, oh God, I actually forgot to press print screen there, but there you go. Thank you very much for watching yet again. I just bought a little bit of time for people so they think the match lasts a little tiny bit longer than they thought. But I'm going to stop recording now and hopefully to see you in future videos of mine. Thank you for watching and goodbye.